I gotta do 10 projects today. Do you think I can do it?
Oh, I don't want to be in this video.
You're not?
My hair is half curled.
Yeah, I'm gonna edit you out in post. I've got a wide open Saturday today, so I'm gonna try to knock out, I don't know, 10 projects if I can. That is the goal. Little things that I've put off since the beginning of living here today. Ash and I are thinking about selling our house. Just in case we do sell and then we need to get the house ready super quickly, then all the small stuff that would be taking all my time will already be done and we can make this thing turnkey. I always start projects without finishing them. So I have like the last like 5% of like things, of so many things around the house. I'm gonna start easy and then gradually work my way up to harder. First, we're gonna clean up some leaves that have been piling up for the better part of 3 months. Got all these leaves right here. I'm hoping that you can see my face first of all. I don't want to say anything prematurely, but I think this will be a 5-minute job. All right, and then we go into Hell's garage. To carry this job out, real simple tools, gloves. Oh, nice. Well, these are all kind of full of concrete. Not ideal, but I'm almost positive these are the only gloves I have. All right, I still have dexterity in this. Let's go. Let's do this thing. Project number 1. It's embarrassing that it's even gotten to this point. Well, that ended up taking about 25-30 minutes. So this is my biggest flaw as a DIYer, is that I underestimate the time on every project I've ever done. And I mean 100% of the 100% of the time. Like, I'm never right about projections. I usually try to double it. And then if I double it, sometimes I'm right. But for the most part, I'm always wrong. Ask my wife. So far, not looking good on getting 10 done today, but maybe I can get 5. You see there's like a little cactus right there, and then you see all that little green stuff right there and that little green stuff right there. Yeah, those are weeds. So I'm gonna pull those weeds and that will count as project number 2 because it's on my list. Oh, bonus, there's a weed right here. Here's today's take. All right, I failed on getting the roots on all of them, but guess I'm just gonna have to redo this in like 2 weeks. Still counts as a project though. So I just uncovered a new project, I think, which is pulling out the weeds in the front of my house now. So I will count that as 3. A lot worse than I thought it was gonna be. All weeds and weeds right there. Next project I've purposely put off because it requires me jumping into this crazy jungle that I'm about to show you and taking off fence boards and cutting them with my table saw. Here, I'll show you right now. Oh, these weeds, who knows what insects are in there. Gotta take that board off right there, cut it down with the table saw, and then I gotta screw that board back in. Honestly, probably not that bad, but still don't wanna do it. Funny thing about this is that my neighbors don't know that I'm vlogging, or my tenants downstairs, so me talking to camera, I must look like a total dork. Which, to be fair, I am. Now, what you're about to witness is perhaps the greatest physical act of all of mankind. All right, I can do this. I'm so frustrated right now. Or maybe I'm more frustrated with my tripod, but my brand new camera that I just bought fell on the ground. Yeah, I guess I am not returning this thing and keeping it for life. Well, the show must go on. Hey, little lady. What's wrong? Oh, she's adorable. She's so cute today. She's 4 months old today. Got you. I hate getting my table saw because it requires me moving like everything in my garage. Cut and ready to go. Let's get this thing back up on the fence and complete project number 4. Fence boards typically have this little slant right here, and since I cut so far into it, now it just looks like a rectangle. Hopefully it doesn't look too weird with the fence boards. I guess I could always just cut a little thing here, but I think that'll call too much attention to it, so let's get rolling. Project number 4, done. I still need to put 2 screws in there. I don't know if I'm gonna show it because it's not that important and we need to get to the next project, so let's just move on. Fine, I'll put the other 2 screws in. Number 5, hopefully less than a minute. My wife asked me to put a cap on this closet rod right here because the clothes, our baby's clothes, always slide off of it. So I'm gonna brad nail it into the side, and then we're on to number 6. Boom, baby! Project number 6. When we installed this tile in the bathroom, we chose black grout. And then when my contractor actually grouted it right here, he actually put a little bit of mortar right here and didn't do the black grout, so there's just a little bit of gray right here and it doesn't match anything else. So I could put black grout right here if I wanted to, or I could be a genius and Sharpie it. And that's exactly what we're gonna do. Lysol wipe. It should work just dandy. Now you can't tell at all. Now we need to see what's left. Damn, I don't want to do any of these things. Scrub, backsplash, grout. All right. I can scrub the black splash grout. Coming up. When we remodeled the bathroom, we put a new backsplash right here. Let's see if we can get it. But one of the problems is that there was so much dust that happened throughout the course of this construction that it got into the grout right here. So we're supposed to have black grout, but if you look closely, you'll see that it's all white right here from so much old dust. And I've been meaning to clean it out with a toothbrush, and I never did. Again, we are going on 1.5 years of this being like this, so just a little scrub-a-dub and we'll be good to go. It already looks like 1,000,000 times better. It's not perfect, but it looks a lot better. About 2 or 3 hours since I did the first 7 projects from this video. To be honest, I got very tired and I had to take a break, but I am back. I'm ready to finish up, so here's what I'm gonna be doing. Whenever I built this board and batten wall, it was all mostly smooth and beautiful, except for this little section right here, and I'm not sure you can really see it, so let's see. Oh, actually, I think you can. Yeah, so you can kind of see these waves right here. I thought it wasn't gonna bother me, but it does bother me. So I'm gonna do a lot of work just to fix this. Part of the reason I'm knocking out all these projects that have taken me a very long time to do is because me and Ash are thinking about selling our house, but then we also are thinking about refinancing it, and we can't make up our minds. I mean, honestly, it's more me than her, but if we're gonna sell our house, and we have to fix a lot of these little details because we want it to sell for a pretty penny, and it's not gonna sell for the price that we want it to sell for unless I fix a bunch of little mistakes that might pop out to a buyer. All right, if you notice that there's kind of bigger blocks of white in some regards, in some parts of the wall, that's because that's how uneven the wall was. So it was very deep right here. And so that's why I filled this in more than everything else. Everything else was relatively flat, except for that little spot. Same thing happened right here. This is all completely uneven. So I'm gonna have to go around this whole area right here with this joint compound. So let's go. Let's do this. On to the next one. All right, so that would be 8, 9, and then one more over here. This is one that I've been putting off for years. So this wall cracked right here. And, oh, my battery dying? This is certainly the last thing I want to do because it creates so much dust. There's a reason that I've put this off, and it's because of this. I mean, this is like so much work right here. Babe.
Talking to me?
Yeah.
I thought you were talking to me.
No, I'm just kidding, I am.
Oh.
Okay, done. Wow. Here's the mess that I have to clean up like in my entire house. Okay, there you have it, 10 projects in a day. Honestly, pretty impressed with how much I got done. Probably more appropriate to call them to-dos versus projects, but for the sake of this vlog and a clickbaity title, projects. I got 10 things that I have been putting off for like years. Feels nice to finally knock it out. After working on this house for like 3 years, I am actually feeling like I'm getting to a point where I'm running out of projects. My project list for this house is actually a bunch of tiny stuff, like a bunch of little things that I never got around to, but all the really big projects that I've wanted to do, like I'm basically done, and that feels like so great. It's crazy that I've gotten to this point. Well worth it because, as I've said, my house is appreciated like almost double than from when I bought it. So at the end of the day, all the hard work does pay off. So that's where I'm gonna leave it for today. My most productive day, probably in like a year. So it feels good. I'm gonna go drink a beer, but I will, oh, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will catch you on the next episode of Robuilt. All right, see ya. Yeah? What do you think? Is that a good transition to say bye? All right, and bye.